Okay.
Anytime you're ready.
This is Rockin' with J-Man with Lew Temple. How you doing, man?
I'm super cool. Thanks for having me, Rockin' Jam Man. It's an honor to be on your show. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on my show as well. I heard you went on some auditions last week. Did you get the job?
Well, two of them no, one of them I'm still waiting to hear. And that's the thing with auditions. You have to prepare and you have to be excited that you're going to get them and you put your best effort forward. And even if you don't get them, as long as you gave it your best and you feel like you did what you wanted to do, you have to be good to yourself and be okay with that. But yeah, it's still kind of a bummer when you don't get the job, because usually I find something that I really like in all these types of roles. So still waiting to hear on one of those jobs. But yeah, thanks for asking. That's the audition process, and that's a big part of being an actor, is auditioning or trying out. Or but it's also just a big part of life in general. You're always sort of trying for something, right? Like trying to be a good podcaster.
I see you have a bunch of stuff coming up on your IMDb. What movie is coming out next?
The next film that I think I have coming out is a movie called Time Crafters, Secret of the Pirate's Cove, Treasure of the Pirate's Cove, I should say. And it's a movie similar to The Goonies, and probably you don't know The Goonies, but I bet your parents know The Goonies. It's a family adventure movie, and it's time traveling pirates from the 1700s that get transported via a time machine to modern day small seaside town where they're having pirate days. So the pirates look like they're just reenactors and they fit right in. But our five heroes are five 12-year-olds. Casey Simpson leading the charge. He was on a show called Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Don, which might be a little before your time. But we've got some really cool kids, and they find the treasure, and the pirates are after them. So it's a good old-fashioned adventure movie with 12-year-olds. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I grew up to Goonies.
Oh, you did? Oh, so it's just like the Goonies. Maybe more time travel than the Goonies. It's sort of the Goonies meets Back to the Future, right?
Well, like the Goonies are like where they find like the skeletons and
Yeah,
like treasure, and then like at the end, I guess you could say they were like seeing like a pirate ship going.
exactly. Yeah,
But
we've got all those elements. So I'm very excited for that movie, and I play the school professor, Professor Ratliff, but he's really one of the pirates that's been transported from years before into modern day. So it's really fun.
so are you a bad guy or are you like a good guy?
I'm actually, you think I'm a good guy, but then I turn out to be a bad guy. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Oh, as an actor, how disappointing is it when all the theaters has been closed?
Well, obviously, not just as an actor, but somebody that likes movies, and I can tell you like movies, so I could just spin that question and ask you, how difficult is it? Because I'm sure every Friday or every other Friday you're going to see the new release or whatnot. Um, it has been difficult, but I think we've done a good job as a country, as a nation, to adapt because of our friend Netflix is out there, and Netflix is providing us with some great entertainment, as is Hulu or Amazon Prime or, gosh, Apple TV. There's all manner, number of streaming platforms that we can watch, where we get to see things like the Goonies from back in the day, or new stuff like Trolls 2 or Trolls 3, right? And so, yeah, Netflix is keeping us entertained at the very least. But yeah, we miss the theaters, no doubt. We miss going as a group and enjoying, kind of getting lost in 2 hours of a movie. But I think it'll come back. We're going to get double for our trouble. That's my saying this year. For 2020, you'll get double for your trouble next year.
I mean, have to look forward to like a big premiere, and now no more red carpet walks.
Oh, yes. Well, we're doing those a little bit like this. The last red carpet I did was what was a virtual red carpet, where I was actually asked to be available on a Zoom call, and I Zoomed in, and I was able to be interviewed via Zoom as we were presenting this movie. So I think we're figuring out all kinds of new ways to do things with Zoom conferences, Zoom concerts, Zoom chats. I bet you have some chats with your friends, not just Zoom, but obviously Skype, like we're doing here today, and podcasts. So yeah, it's not been what we normally do, but we're adapting, we're adjusting. You know what? That's what's great about your generation is that you cats, you young guns are able to adjust rather easily. So us older guys, we got to work at it. So slow down for us a little bit, will you? Give us some credit. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Jam.
With studios starting to put out on their movies on demand to watch at home, people are starting to get used to it. I wonder how it's gonna be when the theaters come back and no more like it coming for free or something like that.
Yeah, good point. Good question. I think because people appreciate the gathering, the event of going to see a movie, going to see a blockbuster or a tentpole movie like one of these action movies that the Avengers or something. I think people will initially be really excited to get back. But the smaller movies that they've been able to watch on their big screens at home, I think they're generally going to be okay with just staying at home and watching those instead of going to, for instance, an art house film theater to watch the movie. So it could go both ways. They're probably going to go see the big blockbuster, and that's what movies will be. And the smaller movies we'll have to watch at home on our TV screens.
Do you think it will be hard switching back when things are back to normal?
I do. I think anytime you adjust to something, you see the good, and you typically see the good outweighs the bad, and you go from there. So yes, I think that things that we used to do may not come back in full bloom the way we had done before. So I'm talking about things like sporting events, music concerts, going to movies, festivals like film festivals or art festivals. All these gatherings, I think, will be a little will change the way we go and attend these things. I don't think that it will go back to how it was before. No.
If you never did The Devil's Rejects, do you think that you would never have done so many horror movies?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Jam Man. I had never done a horror movie before then, so I appreciate your research, and that's where I did get started in that genre. I would say no. I would say had I not done The Devil's Rejects for Rob Zombie, because he's such an iconic director and movie maker, his horror films are so popular that I probably wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to do more. Also, I wouldn't have learned how to do those types of movies, which I really did learn on The Devil's Rejects at that time. So that's a great question. So no is the answer to that question.
Was it fun doing it with the cast?
Yeah, the cast was great. I mean, it was like being on an all-star team, the best of the best, and everybody was really good. And we had some really pros like Bill Moseley and Sid Haig, William Forsythe, Danny Trejo, Jeffrey Lewis, Priscilla Barnes, some really cool people, and they brought their A game, so we all had to be at least as good as they were, which was cool.
You did such an awesome job in that movie. Is that all? Is that all the script, or did you get it into like a little improvement?
Yeah, another good question. Thank you, and thanks for the kind words, Jam. So, yeah, the script sort of had Adam Banjo as being this guy, but I added a lot, as you could tell, and fortunately, and I'm grateful for this, that the director Rob Zombie let me do that. So it's called improvising. So yeah, I improvised quite a bit with that role and made it a little different than it was on the script, which you typically do if you're trying to build the character arc, which we were trying to do with that character. So yeah, that's a great question, dude.
I know scenes take a lot of time to shoot. How long did it take to shoot your death in the
Oh my
Devil?
gosh. Again, you must have channeled that idea. That took us 3 days to shoot that scene. 3 days out in the desert, and it was hot, buddy. Like 100 degrees of dry heat out in Palmdale, California, at a chicken ranch. It smelled terrible, and there was a lot of fake blood being pumped through my body to make that effect work, and everybody was hot and tired and frustrated. So yeah, but the good thing about it, it turned out great, right? So it took a long time, but it worked really well.
I bet one of the camera guys were like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Not just the camera guys. I was like that. I was like, oh, can we just get this scene over with? Can I just die already? My gosh. So yeah, it was difficult, but like I say, it was worth it.
Did you get to keep your face?
Oh, that's another great question. Uh, there were 3 masks, 3 faces. Rob Zombie got to keep one. The guy who made them, the special effects makeup director, that was in charge, Wayne Toth, kept one. And I don't know who has the other one. I think Otis has it, Bill Moseley. But no, I didn't get to keep any. So check this out, Jam. That year, for Halloween, they had made that mask, and people would show up at my door trick-or-treating wearing my face. It's Adam Banjo. It was weird. It was weird.
Like, imagine people be like, I am you now.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just bizarre. But a lot of people, sometimes when I go out to do conventions, like fan conventions and whatnot, people have that mask and want me to sign it. So sometimes I do. Yeah.
Do they ever bring like a Walking Dead hat that you wear? Or like a...
They bring things like prison uniforms, because I really mainly wore that, or they'll bring mustache wax, because I had a big mustache in the Walking Dead, so they'll bring those types of things for me to sign, and mainly pictures and stuff. But yeah, I get a lot of cool Axel stuff. Like sometimes somebody, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a cowboy boot and it's got my picture on it. Somebody painted that, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. It doesn't fit, but that's okay. Sometimes people make little things like little axles.
How many people did that for you?
Oh, hundreds, buddy. All kinds of cool stuff that people, people give me, and sometimes, let's see, yeah, like a picture from the Devil's Rejects. So there's all kinds of cool stuff that you get to do, or you get from being in a film or with a film. and the fans bring stuff for you to sign, and you kind of remember, and it's great. Um, so I always like the opportunity to sign something or to meet fans for sure.
Let me guess. Somebody gave you their guitar for that guitar in your background right there.
Well, that someone did give me that, but that's a gift. But somebody gave me a banjo. I don't really play the banjo very well, or in fact at all, even though I was a banjo player in the Devil's Rejects. But they gave me a banjo to sign, and that was really fun. I don't know if I have a banjo around here. I don't think I do. But yeah, sometimes I get strange stuff handed to me. Um, I'm just looking for some mementos that I have around here. Hold on, this thing's pretty cool. You're too young to know what these are, but these are called records. We used to play these on turntables, and someone painted my face on a record.
Oh, that's cool. Man, I never see records that much, but I see them sometimes. But that looks really cool. Having your own face on a record.
Yeah, your parents will know what a record is, and they will say that's cool too. So yeah, I got some cool stuff, man. But you have some cool stuff like that background you have behind you. One guy drew a Lego picture of me.
Whoa.
Yeah. That would be if I was in the Lego movie, right? Emmett.
That just looks like that just looks cool.
Yeah. So it's fun. Yeah, it's good.
So what was Rob Zombie like?
Well, he's a very nice man. He's a lot of fun, but he's very serious about getting his work done. So I always say he knows what he wants and he wants what he knows. So it's a fun day's work, but it's a serious day's work, and you got to show up and be prepared. That's for sure. But he's a performer himself. He's a musician, so he goes up on stage and he knows how to perform. So he kind of expects you to bring that energy when you go to work. You have to bring it, as they say. So I'm always prepared when I show up on his sets. But he and his wife, who's in all his movies, Sherry Moon Zombie, they're very nice people.
When you're working with him, is he rock star mode or movie mode, or is he something between?
Yeah, that's a great question. He is movie mode. He seldom brings his rock star to set. I mean, Rob's been in front of more people than any of us, like 50,000 at these concerts. He knows how to he knows how to perform live in front of a live audience. So, but he brings his director to the set, and he doesn't ever get in the way of anybody else's performances by saying things like "I could do it better" or "You ought to do a rock show" or any of that. So, he's really good. He's really good. He's a really good director, and he never brings his rock star to set. He brings his director to set.
When you hear he has a new movie coming out, do you just wait by the phone and wait to hear your world like?
Yeah, I pretty much do. Oh, hey Rob. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. Oh, yeah. However, yeah, I'll be there. Halloween, sure. The Orderly, No Clugs, whatever you want, dude. Thank you. 31, Psycho Head. Yeah, I could do that. That one might have been one that I would have rather not answered the phone. But yeah, he's a good friend, and so whatever he asks, I typically say yes to.
Any chance of taking the banjo and the Sullivan on the road?
Banjo and Sullivan.
Yes.
Yeah, Banjo and Sullivan. Although maybe if we went to someplace in Europe, it would be pronounced Sullivan. I like that. Yeah, I would like that we did. Sadly, Roy Sullivan Jeffrey Lewis, the actor, he's passed away, so he's no longer with us. So I'm going to have to get a new Sullivan. Do you sing very good?
You can try me. I can sing Dreams.
Fantastic. There you go.
I can sing that.
See, I think that maybe we should get the band back together and go out on the road. But that was really fun to do those songs. You know, we released an album, Banjo and Sullivan, as if we were a real band, and the album did very well. So I was excited about that.
So what's your favorite horror movie? 31, Halloween, Devil's Rejects? What's your favorite horror film to be in?
My favorite horror film that I was in up to this point has been The Devil's Rejects. I just think it's a classic, and I think that it's like really special, the perfect storm. Somehow it just works great. My favorite horror movie that I wasn't in is Rosemary's Baby, and that's because I like the suspense of it. I like the psychological terror. We don't know what's happening. You know, I don't need to see a monster, but the monster in my head is worse, right?
A monster in your head?
Yeah, kind of like the one behind you.
Oh, so it's like this. You just go to sleep and then it's like sitting somewhere like saying, well, time to scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, in your dreams. That's right.
Do you like one character better than the other ones?
Oh, you know, I like all the characters. I definitely have. I think I like all of them for different reasons. I love Adam Banjo from The Devil's Rejects. I like Axel very much from The Walking Dead. I love this character named Ned Oldham that I did for Unstoppable. I wasn't so. There's characters. Maybe my least favorite character that I've done is the guy Psycho Head from 31. He just wasn't a nice guy, Jam. He was just a bad man, and hard to get rid of that guy. Like shake him out of my skin. So I like all the characters. Maybe my favorite is. Let's do it this way. Favorite on television, Axel. Favorite in movies, Adam. Guess what they both have in common?
What?
They start with an A.
Correct.
Right.
When people come up to are more recognized from Rob's zombie films, or to recognize you from like Rob Zombie films or The Walking Dead, who's probably the most common that you get? Walking Dead or the Rob Zombie films?
The Walking Dead, to be honest, just because it's on television and it's got such a huge fan base, and especially when I had my mustache all the same way as I wore it in Axel, a lot of people would come up to me and say, "You look like that guy from The Walking Dead," and I would always say, "Wow, that guy must be handsome and wealthy," and they'd say, "Yeah, he is," and I'd say, "No, he's not," because I'm him. So yeah, I definitely get recognized more from The Walking Dead.
Did you know that you only had 8 episodes when you signed in with The Walking Dead?
No, I thought I was going to be on for 7 years. They said I was going to be on it forever. And then all of a sudden the governor came and he shot me. So that was pretty disappointing, I have to say. But I'm very proud of what I did there, and I'm very proud of, being part of that great show. It's a great family, and I'm really grateful that I was part of it for sure.
Well, you were still a use because your body was used as a shield, so you were still probably used.
Yeah, that. And maybe some walkers ate me, laying around. So, maybe I kept the show moving forward, as they say.
Were you happy when you got a good death on the show, though?
I was. They had asked me how I wanted to die, if I wanted to come back as a walker, and I said no, but I really wanted to have something that was shocking. So I thought we did that really well. I thought it was great. It was perfect, right? Did it shock you?
Yeah, it shocked me pretty much. Like, the governor was like, yo, I'm just gonna snipe you real quick.
Yeah, man. And bang.
Man, that
Right,
sucks. I wanted
right,
you further in the show.
right in the temple. Yeah,
Right through there.
yeah.
So what's your favorite death in all of the acting?
Ooh, let's see. I think because I was fighting for my life, and I think I was trying to win, and it was kind of noble. My death in the Devil's Rejects was great. I was fighting Otis, and I had him, and then he stabbed me, and then he shot me in the neck, and I was still trying to fight him, and then he cuts my face off. So I would say the Devil's Rejects is because I went down fighting. Yes.
Do you think you would have won if you didn't have a knife or a gun?
Yeah, I think I would have because I had a 2x4. I can't believe there were two of us and he still beat us.
Well, that wouldn't make much sense because of them dying at the end was them getting gunshotted by the cops. Makes more sense. But I would still like if they had a hotel ending where you actually won and then you killed them all, even the girl.
Yeah, that would have worked for me, and then I could have gone on and been a hero.
And then everybody would be like, "No, you did not kill the devil's rejects."
Yeah, that would be a problem. That would end the movie a little bit too soon.
I hear they're doing a spin-off show with different episodes doing a backstory on different characters. Any chance of an Axel story?
I'm waiting by my phone to get that call. I haven't got it yet, but I think it would be great. We always wanted to tell the prison story about how, when the virus broke out in the prison, what it was like. And so I thought we were going to do that around a campfire scene, but all the prisoners got killed, so we were never able to do that. But I'm hoping maybe in one of these movies, um, maybe they'll have Axel drop in.
What do you prefer, movies or TV shows?
Good question. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, before you were born, I might have said movies, and then most actors would have. But today, television is pretty much where a lot of the great storytelling is being done, and also where you get seen the most. So today, television is what's in, and to be on a show like The Walking Dead or Stranger Things or Supernatural, one of those great shows, and that's really cool to be part of one of those. I still like movies; they're very different. Movies, whoops, move. You know, a little bit slower. You can take your time a little bit. Television is very fast. You've only got a few days to get the work done, and then you got to keep moving. So they're kind of different animals, but I like television quite a bit. Yeah.
I know a lot of tie-ins with movies. You shoot them, and it takes years before they come out.
Yeah.
Do you ever shoot something and forget you were in it by the time it comes out?
I do. I do. I'm like, somebody will say, "Hey, I saw you in this," and I'll be like, "What? What is that? I don't remember that." And then I'll have to look back and go, "Oh, right, right, yeah." Not too often. Usually, I'm pretty good about remembering the character. If you care about something, you don't forget it. So I don't typically forget what I have done, but occasionally something takes so long to come out, I forget that it's out there for sure.
I shot a couple movies and they're still not out.
Well, Is it? Were they yours or were they someone else's?
I was in somebody else's. Not I don't shoot movies, but I
Oh,
am an actor. If my business can continue of acting, I might try to do a direct and be an actor at the same time. I
yeah,
like
good
to
idea.
direct he's the character as well in the story.
Well, that way you can make sure they come out sooner.
I saw The True Adventures of Wolf Boy is supposed to come out this month. I shot it like 4 years ago. Well, the Wolf Boy was 4 years ago. Because I did it when I was 5. I'm pretty sure when I went to do into the wilderness, that was like I think I was 6 or 7. That took that's like 3 years from now. And I think I did 101 from 7, so I have like 2 years and 3 years and 4 years.
And you're still waiting for and those are all independent films. So sometimes it takes a while to get edited, and then now you have to go find somebody to help you put it out to the public, which those are all difficult tasks. Nobody ever thinks about that when they make a movie. What are we going to do with it when it's done? But yeah, there's some work for sure. But they'll come out, and you'll be surprised to see yourself as such a little peanut. And now you're 9 going on 10. You're gonna look at your 4-year-old self and go, ugh, what was I thinking?
Wolf Boy is full of famous people. It has like the kid from It. Well, not like the old one, but the new one. Like,
oh, great.
You killed Georgie. That one.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't wait to see myself in the movies.
Well, it won't be long. I'll look forward to Wolf Boy.
What was it like the first time you saw yourself in like a movie or a TV show?
Oh, right. The first time I saw myself was on a television show called Walker, Texas Ranger, which was on CBS back in the 90s. And it was really cool because all my friends were around and we all got together for a viewing party, and it turned out okay. I was really excited, and I did okay. I was like, okay, that wasn't terrible. I'm not embarrassed by that. I'll do it again. So it was a good experience, and I think had it been a bad experience, maybe I wouldn't have done it again. So I'm thankful.
You were in a Once Upon a Time Hollywood.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, it was like being invited to be part of the all-star team, of all the all-star actors, but not really getting to play very much, like having to sit on the bench a lot. So it was nice to be there to witness. Sometimes you just got to observe. And then I got to see some great actors like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt and Al Pacino do their stuff. Margot Robbie and Quentin Tarantino was the director. So it was really fun to be able to see the best of the best do their work.
It had to be amazing working.
It was, and so I'm happy to have been picked to do that. Yeah.
Do you ever see one of your films get disappointment that your scenes were cut, like one of like deleted scenes? Do you ever get to a point?
Yeah. Once upon a time in Hollywood. Yeah. My scenes were cut for the most part. So the stuff that I had done, a lot of it, most of it was cut, and I wasn't in the movie very much. But yeah, occasionally your stuff gets cut out and you feel bad about it. But then you have to remember you're there to serve the story and help tell the story. And if your scenes don't work telling the story, then you have to be okay with letting them go to help the story.
You had some really good parts in The Lone Ranger. What was that like working with Johnny Depp?
It was a lot of fun, I have to say. The best part of that was being on a horse. Do you ride horses, Ram?
Yeah, like when the yeah, you can call me Ram or Jam. You could do that.
Yeah, Ram Jam. I don't know why I just called you Ram there, but I like it. Ram Jam Man. Hey, let me ask you a question. If you were going to be a jam, what flavor would you be?
um, would get. I guess I could do peanut butter and jam.
Yeah. What flavor jam though?
Uh, strawberry.
Strawberry it is. Don't let anyone know. Okay, that's the secret.
That's my little secret right
I
there.
like it.
Uh,
Okay.
when you were a boy, did you ever dream of being famous, like a baseball player? How did you settle on being famous as a movie star?
Well, I did dream of being a famous baseball player, and I still do dream of that when I sleep. About once a month, I think about playing in the major leagues. I never thought about acting as a boy because I didn't really even know what acting was. I thought all those folks on television were just real people um, until I understood that they were actually actors. So I never thought about being a famous actor, but I did think about being a famous baseball player because I loved baseball and I wanted to win the World Series by hitting a home run. And so today I just watch it and dream about playing, I guess. Um, but I don't ever think about being famous as an actor. So that's kind of strange. I think being famous is up to you. If you think you're famous, that's good enough. The only thing about being famous is um, if you think you're worthy, then that's all that matters.
I
So
can imagine. Wait, you can keep talking if I interrupted you.
no, you didn't interrupt, buddy. That was just where I was going to finish. Just as long as you think you're okay, that you're famous.
Okay. I can just imagine like the guy like, oh, there's Lew Temple, ready for the strike. Oh, and he gets a home run. The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like baseball, Ram?
Yes, I used to play it when I was like 5.
Great. Yeah. So are you a Toronto Blue Jay fan or a New York Yankee fan?
Detroit
Oh, okay. Detroit, the Tigers. Good on you. All right. I like that.
and Yankees. I'm a fan of the Yankees.
They're good.
Uh, what was it? What was it like watching baseball this year? With COVID happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another good
another good
question, my
question, my
friend.
friend.
Um,
Um,
you know,
you know,
for me, it was like always watching baseball, but for the players, I think it was very different because there's no fans in the stands, so that immediate feedback and the energy that the crowd creates. Also, not being able to go as a fan to go watch the games was a little bit different. But again, we talked about this earlier. I think we're all going to adjust, and we're going to start seeing, well, I like going to the game and being there in person, but I can watch it at home and also have a good experience as well. And so it might change the structure of how we attend these public events a little bit. But I miss going to the field this year. I'm happy the games were televised.
Speaking of COVID, it crushed Comic Cons this year, and I know you do a lot of them. Do you think it will start anytime soon?
I actually don't think they'll start until after the first of the year. I do think we're going to get back, but not until um, we really nail down safe practices and protocols. I think people are going to be concerned about having um, large groups congregate like that. I think the very first thing we have to do is figure out how to get kids back in school, and then everything will follow. Once kids get back to school and we figure that out, then we'll learn how to do other things. But I think the conventions may not happen again until after the first of the year because we might have a little better hands-on safety protocols then.
Um, yeah, any plan of doing the Canada one or the Buffalo one? Because that's where you'll see me. That's where you would probably see me there.
I would definitely. I don't think I've ever done the Buffalo show. I've done a show, I think, up in Syracuse, um, and I've done the show in Canada. I don't know if I've done the Winnipeg show, but definitely Calgary, which is way away from you. But oh, you know what? I have done Niagara Falls twice. That's pretty close to you, as a matter of fact.
I am in Niagara Falls.
Oh, you're in Niagara Falls. You're on the U.S. side or the Canada side?
I'm on the U.S. side, where it's like a 2-minute side from Canada.
Oh, yeah. Did we meet there? Did you come say hello?
Yes.
Okay. That's where.
That's my autograph right here.
Oh, great. Right on. Okay. So yeah, I like that show in Niagara Falls very much.
Do you remember me?
You were way shorter back then.
Will it be scary having all those people come up to you and want to touch you by shaking your hand or taking pictures with you?
I think you have to be concerned, and not just for me, but for the people that I'm around, you know, my wife and my daughter. So I have to be careful, too, about what I bring home. And I think those people have to be careful about being around each other. So I don't know that we have any clear answers as to how to figure that out just yet. But we will. Like everything else, we're going to come up with a way to do it, because we're smart and we care about it. So we'll make those adjustments.
Ever get some really crazy moments at the con?
Oh, for sure. You've been there. You know how it gets. Yeah. People bring things to me like knives to sign, big knives. I'm like, what are you going to do with this? Oh, I can't tell you, sir. Well, my name's on it. You have to tell me. I don't want this to be end up in a crime scene or something. Yeah. I have had some interesting things. People bring you stuff to eat, which is super cool, but you don't really know where it's been. Maybe not. Um, uh, People get really nervous and they can't speak. They lose their courage. All kinds of things happen. I don't think that's happened to you, though, has it?
No, I would but my dad, I would do questions. I would do these questions on my dad's website.
Right.
I would have stomach flies, but I wouldn't show it at all. I would just wait.
Who were you most nervous to meet? Who was the celebrity that was the most made you the most nervous?
I did this guy right here. He did the crane kick. I'll give you a hint. He did the crane kick.
I can't see it. It keeps getting green screened out from your background.
Oh, can you see it now? Right here?
Yeah. Is that the Karate Kid?
Yeah. And Daniel Russo. Oh, wait, no, that's not him. I mean Johnny.
Oh, yeah. So was that Ralph Macchio there, that man?
Yeah, we also did the crane kick together, me and him.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, he's very cool. He's got a show now called Cobra Kai or something.
Yeah, Johnny, but everybody's thinking that he's the bad guy. But now the main bad guy is the old sensei from the first one.
Yeah. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a guy named Martin Kove.
Ooh. I'm a big music guy. Do you and I know songs can really affect you. Do you listen to certain songs when you're doing different characters to get in the mood?
I do, interestingly enough, and you're going to appreciate this. So I always pick a song for my character. Not always, but a lot of times. And so that gets to thinking about who I am instead of who I am. So instead of being Lew Temple, then I'm all of a sudden Axel. And for the movie 31, there was a song called Black Betty by a band called the Ram Jam Band, the Ram Jam. and your dad will know who that is. And so that was my theme song for Psycho Head in 31. Yeah, I like that. And, I learned that from Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln on The Walking Dead. They always listened to their headphones and were able to kind of get into the role through some really cool music.
Ever get to pick the songs from a soundtrack?
Sometimes I listen to, like recently I did a Western and I was listening to the Sergio Leone Western, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, quite a bit. I can't say I've ever used any music from Harry Potter, or I can't say I used any music from the soundtrack of E.T., but I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Do you ever regret being in 31?
That's a good question. No, I don't regret being in it. I think it was a very difficult movie for me personally because, as I said, the character was so unlikable. But sometimes that's your job to do stuff like that and to do a character like that. But I don't regret doing it. And again, it was for my friend Rob Zombie, and we were all trying to make a very good movie. So, I just wanted to be part of telling that story and helping out, and hopefully I did. But maybe not my favorite character.
Who do you think would win, Devil's Rejects or 31?
Ooh. That's a good question, because I think that Devil's Rejects were smarter than the guys in 31, but the guys in 31 are meaner. But then I think when it really gets down to it, the guys in 31 weren't so committed to seeing the job through. I'm going to say Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, what about that big clown guy? That
Sid Haig, yeah, he played Captain Spaulding. He's not, you don't want to mess with him.
I'm not talking about, no, in 31 where they have to fight that clown, the big tall one with the muscular abs.
Oh, yeah. He was okay. Sometimes the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Have you ever heard of that? I think he'd be an easy target. Even the smaller guy would be more difficult, if you ask me.
Because he can be like, go through your legs and be like, oops, stab you in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right?
Yes, that is very true. How do my followers start following you?
Oh, they are?
No. How do they follow you?
Oh, that's very good. I'm sorry. I was, I misheard you. Well, they can find me on Twitter. I'm Lew Temple Actor on Twitter. Lew Temple on Instagram. Those are the two places that they can check me out. And you can always see what I'm up to on imdb.com. You know that website, right, Ram Jam?
Yes.
Jam Man, Ram Jam Man.
That actually rhymes.
It's great, yeah. Even if I said Strawberry Ram Jam Man, Strawberry Ram Jam Man, that'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
You should do a song about that. That would be super cool. They can see me there.
I already got my song. Ram Jam Strawberry Man. Ram Strawberry Ram Jam Man. Ram.
I like it. It works, buddy.
Thank you. What is next coming out for you, and where can they see it?
Yeah, I think the next thing's going to be Time Crafters. But I will say this. There's a cool movie on Netflix, kind of a sci-fi movie called The Endless, and it's out there right now, and you can see that there. Obviously, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is out. You can see that. There's a cool movie that I did where I played a dad, where we have Greek mythology monsters, the Gorgon, called Between the Darkness, and I think that's on iTunes and Hulu. And so those are movies you can check me out.
So if you got to be in The Devil Rejects again, or they made like another movie.
Oh, they did. Hey, guess what? They did, and I wasn't in it because I died in the first one. So they made the third one, and it was called 3 from HE double hockey sticks. Yeah.
It's like a part 2 to it. It's like an alternate version of Devil's Rejects.
Thank you.
It's the hotel ending.
Where I live. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go on to be a famous country singer, Adam Banjo, and the Adam Banjo and the Banjonettes, Adam Banjo and the Five Strings, and we'd go on and tour with the Southern rock band Alabama, Southern country band Alabama.
No, you can continue if you were.
No, so yeah, and then Adam Banjo would never have to deal with small hotels again. He'd have a tour bus and never have to worry with that problem of less than honorable people at cheap motels.
Tell me about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, like Halloween, that's kind of a franchise, a traditional piece, and they wanted to do one where we figured out the origin of Leatherface, and so I was part of that one. So I was the original Sheriff Winston, and, I died in that one, so the main villain, or the villain's uncle, I should say, he steals my identity. And he takes my uniform after he actually shoots me with his shotgun. That rascal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have to do Friday the 13th next?
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, because I've done Halloween, I've done Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, yeah, to make it like the perfect trifecta, I have to deal with Jason, right? Because I've dealt with Leatherface and Michael Myers, and now I should do a Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah, those are like, it's kind of like a little like a line, because like those are like 3 legendariest like horror movies in the 80s, and yeah, they continue it throughout the entire years. But maybe the series they might make like remakes or something like that, but that's probably it.
That would be super cool. Has anyone ever done all 3? Do you know? That might be worth researching.
Nah. I think you actually might be the first.
Let's work on that. Let's call the people that are in charge of Friday the 13th and say, hey, well, the next time you do, let's get Lew Temple in on that show.
Yes. That would be perfect. All right, so thank you for being on my show. I hope the next time we can hang out, we'll be at one of the Comic-Cons. Wait, you there?